Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay Will.
This is Miss T.
I'm Marcus Aaron.
And this is Second Service.
Yo, what's good, my people?
Sure.
Hi, beautiful people.
How y'all living?
What's going on?
The sun is shining. Look at Tyler's screen. Like,
Woo! You at Miami?
it's showing all the highlights.
Yes, get into this new color.
You in? Oh, what's
Shout
the
out
color? A mocha latte type of what's the color? Brown.
color.
I don't. It's a brown.
Brown
Mhm.
Auburn.
It's a hashtag.
Auburn.
It's a brown. So shout out to Peter Gay because you know Peter
Nice.
slays.
Okay, she Jamaican.
Yes.
I knew it.
Why did you?
Why did you know that,
Why
Marcus?
did you know that, Marcus?
Peter Gay. That's the Jamaican name, definitely.
The name is interesting, but she doesn't look like a Peter Gay.
Mm.
She doesn't.
But she sounds Jamaican with the name Peter Gay. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely. A
She's
Jamaican
gonna
name.
appreciate all of this shout out.
She does great work. She needs a shout out. Shout out to
She
Peter
does.
Gay.
Shout out
She
to
does.
Peter Gay.
Mm-hmm. Peter Gay,
How-
Peter Straight. Shout out to all the Peters out there. It's equal opportunity Peter love out here.
Oh man, are we starting like this
That's how we started,
already?
guys. I feel good today.
Okay,
We can
Marcus,
get it
why do you
started.
feel
We
good?
good.
No. Wait. Marcus is feeling good. Marcus, you want to tell us your new your workout plan? You want to talk about that or?
Oh, well, honestly, I'm 229 and I'm feeling fine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm still on Team Show the City My Titties. I have been on this this team for a really long time, and I feel like I'm finally rising in the ranks.
Are you finally in the starting five?
Oh yes. Well, you know what? Let me not say because I still got work to do. I'm realistic, right?
Okay.
So I'm on the bench still, but yo, I am really close to 6-man right now of the
Got
year,
it.
right?
Okay.
So once I solidify my 6-man duties, I feel like that'll be around May, around my birthday. Shout out to all the Tauruses. It's almost hot season next. So around May, I really feel like I'll be close to starting 5 potential. So I'm right on track. You know what I'm saying? So June, July. Oh, look out for this guy. Yes.
June, July. Look out for this guy.
You better believe it, baby. Yeah.
So you're gonna just be like outside with your shirt off just for
All
no
day.
reason.
All day with no reason, with a chain on, with my pickup truck, windows down, blasting anything I feel like blasting. Mm-hmm.
Do we need to get you a grill or not?
I'm gonna do grills too. I'm gonna do it. Listen, anything I ever wanted to do this summer,
You
I'm
should.
gonna do it.
You
Mhm.
should. Nothing should be off limits.
No, I'm living out loud. I'm living out loud,
As you should.
especially with some of the great news I got yesterday from Governor Cuomo.
Oh God. Oh, that's
Really?
actually a church announcement that I forgot to include, but you can say it.
It is a. You know what? I feel like this might be a good time to pray. I don't want to start shows without praying. And since we made it here,
Come on, Bishop elect.
you know what I'm saying? Since y'all made me in charge of prayer, I've been taking this thing
What do
seriously.
we call you? You're our chaplain, right?
Chaplain. Mhm,
Chapter.
mhm.
Okay.
So I feel like since we made it here, this would be a great time to pray. Psalms 103 and 11 says, "For as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his loving kindness towards those who fear him." Isaiah 55 and 9 says, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Psalm 113 and 4 says, "The Lord is high above the heavens. Above all nations. His glory is above the heavens." Let's get this right. Come on, saints. Isaiah 57 and 15 says, "For thus says the high and exalted one, who lives forever, whose name is holy. I dwell on a high and holy place. Jehovah, you are the most high. High and lifted up in all the earth is who you are, Lord. I lift your name on high." Yes, Lord. I heard the songwriter say so long bye-bye. No, I'd like to say hello. Hi.
Jay Will.
It feels like a great day to be from New York.
Why is that?
I don't know. I'm just so excited about some of the great news we have. I don't want to spoil the announcement, but it's a great day to be from New York. I'm so happy that I'm from New York. I'm not even as mad as I usually am at people from the Bronx, God, and I thank you for that.
Are we praying currently?
This is still prayer. It says
Oh, okay.
pray without season, daughter.
Sorry.
Come on. This is still prayer. And as we're praying, I pray a hedge of protection
Mm-hmm.
be lifted high around Governor Cuomo. I know
Oh
they were
God.
attempting to slander his name. That's what they attempted to do. But no, not today, because the prayer warriors are praying. Warriors of prayer are warriors of prayer are praying that come hell or high water. He be lifted up high where eagles fly over mountains high. God, we thank you and we praise you. In Jesus' name, we lift the high praise. Amen. That was my prayer. I look like a preacher now. Can you see? That easy. Do you see the droplets?
Bruh, you are sweating.
You
The
are sweating.
morning dew.
You just went.
The morning dew just hit me.
Your
No,
pores
you
are
weren't.
your pores are high. And
I need a I need an adjutant. I'm hiring right now. You can also roll.
You're higher.
I'm
Hiring.
Hi.
You're
Aim.
hiring.
Or
Okay.
aim. Got it.
That's a skit, Will. I'm hiring.
Mm.
You can
Well,
roll with me as my adjutant. Ooh, let that sit in there. My God.
For those who don't know,
the prayer was very specific.
Oh, was it?
I'm just saying, for those who may not know the
Flowing in
news,
the spirit. That was a flow.
there's
was the
something
flow?
that is
That was
now legal in New York. It is a substance of some kind that
Mhm.
It's legal today.
Yesterday.
I thought it was happening next year.
Yesterday. And as of yesterday, a couple of new laws went out to the police. This is what I'm really excited about. You know, all jokes aside, but a couple of laws went out to the police that before, if they smelled marijuana in your car, it gave them the opportunity to search it front and back with the trunk, just because of the suspicion of criminal activity. But now, since cannabis is no longer criminalized, if they smell marijuana in your car, the smell of it is not enough to justify a search. The search would be illegal. So anything in your trunk or anything like that, they can't bust it open and just be like, let me just go in here and see what's going on in your spot. Anybody could say they smell something like, oh, this smells like weed. So they were using it, of course, like police do, unethically, but they can't do it anymore. So shout out to all my people. Hopefully a lot of people that we know that were locked up for selling drugs that people have been selling around the world, especially the United States of America recently, these past couple years, making billions of dollars. Hopefully they can get up from under those billion day sentences that they received. So yes.
Wow.
I feel like
what
I'm
are
the
your
only one
thoughts, Tara? What are
excited
your thoughts,
about. I'm the
Tara?
only one excited about this. Let me open the window in the temple.
I am happy for y'all who partake in that
Who's
communion.
y'all? Who's the y'all speak
In
of?
general, to those, whether they are our listeners, people out there who partake in that particular communion, I am happy for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the day was coming,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, I'm really curious about how the church will stand, especially like as it's becoming like legal all
Well, I mean, I would
across
hope that no one would
America.
try to like bring it to church.
No, not bringing weed to church.
Yeah, like having.
But why?
No, because you said where the church would stand on it. With the
No,
church.
I'm just saying like because that's been like a big situation in church. Like pastors always like y'all smoking weed and drinking alcohol or whatever stuff like that. It's one of those
Now all you can use is drinking alcohol.
Oh y'all smoking. Oh y'all drinking alcohol. They're gonna be stuttering. It's gonna be very interesting. I do think there's going to be. I've been thinking about it for a little while. I think there's gonna be like weed
Denominations.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think there's gonna be like
There
churches
will be.
that kind of like operate in the high.
Absolutely.
I do believe so.
Come on over to Death Row Records.
You can't see it. I don't think there's gonna be a change in the churches that have been operating, but I do believe there's gonna be a rising up of a different type of get high two ways.
I agree with you. I agree with you, my brother. People who don't like, penalize you for it, it will be more acceptable in those, arenas type of vibes and situations. Absolutely.
They definitely have like, and I'm not saying it's the same, but they definitely have like gay, ministries, like gay organizations or gay conferences that, also say, God loves you, but you can be gay, and they're all gay, and they have a conference.
They have a lot of those things.
So, yeah, I think it's gonna be really interesting. I mean, we've seen like almost like music camps become like churches in a sense. Like when Kanye West was doing his thing, that became like a group of that's their worship. That's how they worship and whatnot. Y'all probably heard of Maverick City.
Yep.
I see Maverick City music as like a church at this point.
They're really dope.
You know what I'm
Maverick City
saying?
is
So
super dope.
yeah, they release music, they release albums, but like what they're showcasing, or like even from the videos, you could see like they're really like worshiping in that moment, and it's not like all right, we about to record, we need everybody. Like I really believe like
It's authentic.
yeah, definitely. So
Wow.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, we've seen people smoke cigarettes after church, right? I'm sure y'all seen it. Like maybe
For the
not like
longest.
Shout out to them Baptist deacons.
yeah, the Baptists and stuff
Baptist.
like that. So I think even with like when it comes to musicians, that's been like a big thing with church and musicians and smoking weed and stuff like that. So I think it causes people to be a little less judgmental. I mean, it doesn't say like, okay, it's legal now, you should do it. It's just
Right.
it's just going to change people's approach to things. It's almost like when gay marriage became legal, you got to be careful with like what you say on the pulpit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You may not accept it, you may not perform it, but you kind of have to kind of change the language around it.
Yeah, man. I don't really see the biggest issue with it anyway. Honestly, I don't know. I think a lot of times what happens in the church is that we make things that are like a part of like our culture or our heritage, a part of the Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then we start judging people. Someone said this quote yesterday, like, we afraid to cross lines that should have never been drawn anyway. So that's really, that's kind of, I think, where we stand more times than not in Christianity. A lot of the things that we are afraid to do or sending people to hell for are things that are not a part of Christianity whatsoever. And they're more cultural things and traditional things that have grew up in the church tradition that has, kind of, and it's no other way to say it than tainted it, if I may be honest, because if it's actually differing than what the Bible says, and the Bible is supposed to be, not supposed to, is our, like guidelines. Absolutely. I love that, because I was about to say rule book, but deaf to the Lord. Thank God for the cross, because the law is dead. There's no more rules. There's only guidelines. And he says, behold, I am the way. So the way is to walk like Jesus. And a lot of times we're walking like our pastors and their pastors and the ones before them and the ones before them. When it's kind of, I hate to always keep going back here to be that guy, but ultimately, the Christian church in the United States of America wasn't designed for black people anyway, right? So you keep following your pastor and your pastor and your pastor and not trying to figure out the word or what God is telling you to do for yourself. And ultimately, I feel like black people are following a religion that was designed to keep them enchained unless they see the freedom inside of that religion. Christianity wasn't designed to keep black people down, but the way it was given to African Americans in United States of America, it was, and intentionally. So yeah, we gotta be mindful of that.
And you mentioned something about like tradition. It's like it's like wardrobe. Right now, like if you're an older saint, it's like you can't wear jeans and like cut up jeans and this type of dress and this type of skirt and this type of thing and whatnot.
Right.
And it's a culture thing. It's not. It's not biblical.
It's crazy because somebody would be like, yo, why don't you wear your best for God? Like, you know what I'm saying? I
That's
feel
weird.
that. Say I got some jeans that cost $500 and you get them cheap suits off of Fulton Street for $59.99. Is that really your best for God?
But best for
I feel
God.
like my jeans cost more than your cheap suit, right? So
That's so crazy. The whole time I thought it's the life that you live that would be your best for God. But
I'm giving my best to God. These jeans is $600.
and it's foolish because like you only live your best for God on Sundays. That's weird.
right.
Yeah, it's super weird. But that's tradition. That's what it does. It sets up some qualifications and fulfillments. And once you do those, then you're good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like once I wear this suit or wear that hat, then nobody bothers me. I walk up in the church, they say, hey, Brother Marcus, I'm glad to see you. You know what I'm saying? Your
Brother
life must
Marky.
be right. You must be right because you got a 3-piece suit and cheap shoes. So
Right.
you must be living right. You know what I'm saying? But that's all that matters. That's what law does. So
I've even had the conversation recently about like hats in church
mhm.
and like taking off your hat when they're about to pray. And
Reverence.
I literally had to like, because one of my boys who's like an unbeliever, he was just like, yo, I saw you and you didn't take off your hat. And I was like, what? Like, so he doesn't believe, but he knows about the tradition of these things or whatever. So I had to go to the Bible and I had to look it up. And it wasn't valid for what is now. And it's
Absolutely
like,
not.
and the other thing is too, it's like, oh, it's reverence to God or like a covering or whatever. Like you shouldn't cover your head. But I'm saying, like, if I'm talking to God, like, I'm not blocking. My head's not blocking our conversation. And if so,
God needs a
Sunday,
new cell phone tower.
I need to talk to him on Monday. I need to talk to him on Tuesday. And I need to talk to him on Wednesday. And I don't need to be like, hold on, let me talk to God. And so I could be connected more. So it's a lot of traditional stuff. I even went to a church recently. I was in the lobby and they was like, yeah, take your hat off. I was like, what? And it's
I'm
weird.
in the lobby.
And it was weird because like in my church right now, it's not like an issue. So going somewhere else, it was just like, what are you talking about? Like,
take my hat off.
Like what? Like, and in the lobby, like, why were you so concerned about?
Because you're in when you go to the courthouse, Jay Will, you won't do that to the judge.
I was going to bring that up because that's the famous example that everybody uses.
I actually probably would until they tell me like you're not
absolutely,
supposed
to. Absolutely. I wear my hat at work too. Unless they say you won't wear it at. Yes, I do. I wear my hat at work.
And also to a judge, we're trying to
plead our case.
You're trying to appease to someone. Like you're trying to impress somebody. When I go to church, I'm not trying to impress anybody.
Oh my God. I'm not here to impress God. Put that on the shirt, Jay Will.
I'm not here to impress God. God knows me.
Put it on the shirt.
He knows me.
So he knows my name. So do the neighbors. My
weird.
God.
Okay. All right. Marcus.
We're back.
Yeah, y'all clear? We can move on to church announcements?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
All right. So first things first, and some good news. I'm not even going to ask if anyone watched it because I'm sure Marcus is going to tell me no. The NAACP Awards were the other week, and I just want to say I saw clips. I didn't see the full thing because I'm old and I went to bed. However, I think D Nice being the winner, the entertainer of the year, is so fitting.
He was though. That was fitting.
Yeah, so fitting, so amazing, and absolutely well deserved. Bad Boys for Life won for Outstanding Motion Picture.
I thought you were talking about Bad Boy Records. I'm like,
no, and you know what? And I'm gonna be honest. When I was going through this list and seeing like who all the winners were, I thought of Marcus, and I'm like, wow, 2020 was so long of a year because I could have sworn Bad Boys for Life was at least 2018.
Talking about Martin for a whole episode and how he was not killing that movie, but okay.
I was like, wow, okay.
Man, that was actually wow. Okay.
Right.
Crazy, right?
Outstanding actor.
Before the pandemic, I guess, right?
Very much so. Outstanding actor in the motion picture went to Chadwick Boseman. Well, the late Chadwick Boseman. Outstanding actress went to Viola Davis.
Nice.
And the Social Justice Impact Award went to Stacey Abrams because, honey, put some respect on her name and all of the amazing things that
she flipped Georgia. Absolutely did.
Like a pancake. And continues to do so. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out to them. And Issa Rae won for Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series for Insecure. Speaking of Issa, shout out to her because she inked another major deal with HBO. So new shows I know will be coming down the pipeline
Was
soon.
it
So
Insecure done though, right?
figures?
huh?
I think it was 8 figures. Something like that. something like
I
that.
did not. I don't know the number because the only thing I saw was Issa say she would never share what the number was. I only saw that tweet from her, so I
You don't
can't.
have to.
confirm
We
which
just go to Forbes and see what her worth is. All right, thank you. All right, let's go from there. Like,
I cannot confirm nor deny, but yeah. So shout out to all of that Black excellence. Super, super inspiring. Next story. This one has been stressing me out these past couple of days. Little Nas X.
Mm.
Well, the update. Let me start there. The update now is that Nike has filed a federal trademark infringement lawsuit
As they should.
against the company that released a controversial customized version of its sneakers in collaboration with the rapper Little Nas X. He apparently
That's
worked
a
with.
dumb name, by the way.
Lil Nas X, right?
It is.
It's like, yo, I'm gonna take the little from this. I'm gonna take the Nas from this. I'm gonna take.
And then
this,
Malcolm,
put
was it
on
Malcolm
Lil
X?
Nas X.
Was it
I
Malcolm
don't
X?
even know what the inspiration of the name
What?
was. I don't even know. But the artist worked with another company to release Satan shoes.
Mhm.
The sneakers were modified Nike Air Maxes 97s. They were decorated with a pentagram pendant and a reference to Luke 10:18, which is a Bible verse about Satan's fall from heaven. They also
They have
contained,
blood. They have real
I
human
was
blood.
getting ready to get there. They contained a drop of human blood inside the sole. All 666 pairs.
Not the
of these-
soul of like the person, the soul of the sneaker, Jay.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I know.
All
But
right.
I'm just like,
He
where,
said,
like,
what?
where on the soul is it?
Now you know the
Like,
air bubble. Air
Yeah,
bubble.
the air bubble is
They filled
where
that with blood.
just right.
Yeah.
All 666 pairs of these Nikes were priced at $1,018. They sold out shortly after they went on sale earlier this week. Now, as far as Nike's suit, Lil Nas X is not named as the defendant. After many people said they believed it was involved with the shoes, even though, let me back up. Nike is not a part of this shoe.
Absolutely not.
However, their shoe is still being used. So you have to, I guess what they're saying in their lawsuit is that they need to take control over their brand, right? And so by setting the record straight about what products they endorse or they create rather. So
Yeah.
it is just, it's a mess. That's the bottom line.
The funniest thing about this whole thing, if I may be honest, was that in 2019, I don't know if anybody remembers because it caught me by surprise, but I do remember this. This same company, and we don't know its name right now because it was not this famous when they did it. They sold the Jesus shoe. Do you guys remember the Jesus shoe?
Oh, with the holy water, right?
Was
that the
holy water and
I
the emblem
remember
of the
the shoe.
crucifix attached to the lace? Now, when I realized this, I was about to post it online and be like, yo, y'all bugging because y'all ain't have this much to say about the Jesus shoe. And this is why the devil is so popular, because we always get in an uproar when it has anything to do with him, but we don't use our same energy to support the things that are good. But I said, you know what, Marcus? Nobody cares, right? So I didn't post it, but I realized that this is the truth, and it has been this way. This same company made do the research. They made the Jesus shoes. They were white and baby blue, and they
I do remember
contained
this.
water that was blessed from a priest in Brooklyn from the Holy Land of Jerusalem inside the shoe. So it's like, why is there blood? Well, because there was holy water, and apparently back in 2019, that didn't do that well. But guess who's rocking right now? Satan shoes, because go ahead. They attached the artist to it.
Yeah, that's right. That's the big difference.
With it, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so
the big difference is like a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? If Kirk
with
Franklin,
with the visual, it wouldn't have been. Kirk Franklin
it would
had
have
to
sold out.
the lap dance for it to be as big as what Lil Nas X did.
If Kanye West with his choir, they would have bought it.
They probably would have bought it.
The thing is, like, Christians they're not, it's weird. They're not hype beasts for everything. They're hype beasts for like Gucci, Balenciaga.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Not really Nikes, bro. You gotta think about it. Hype beasts like the reason why the people bought it, because there's a bunch of hype beasts that they probably don't even worship Satan. They're just hype beasts. They're like, yo, I'm gonna get this. I probably could resell it. It's a hype under it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it's the same people that would follow Kanye if he put out some shoes or anything like that or whatever. Kirk
Absolutely.
Franklin, like, nah, we're not really hype beasts for his clothing or whatever. But any song he put out, oh my God, we got to listen to that new Kirk. So we're hype beasts when it comes to certain things in the Christian culture, but not really for clothes.
We're hype beasts for the devil, J. Will. Anything that has anything to do with the devil, we push it more than sometimes we will push God. I'm a Christian. I'm gonna be 1,000% honest about it. We love designer clothes, but we usually, as Christians, just take whatever the world deems as designer, and then we follow that suit. As long as I've been alive, I've heard stories about the great church where we were the trendsetters and things like that. But as of now, Christians, all we really do, and again, I think the world happens in like sections to where things were different at a time. But at this moment, all I'm noticing is that Christians follow whatever is hot outside, number one. And number two, anything that has anything to do with the devil, right? So is anything that like seems as if it's coming against the church, then we're okay with following.
Hey, don't do that.
Don't do that. Exactly. Yeah, so even to the point where they would allow the white evangelicals to still hold the positions they hold, just because it seems as if going against them is going against the church. No, my brother. No, it's not. So we are hype beasts, but I feel like it's only for the devil. Anything that has anything to do with negativity or sin or blah, 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 or anything like that, we first in line to promote it in a way where we feel as if we're combating it, but we're really just promoting it. We're just promoting it. That's it. Devil hype beasts. We're the what is it? The six, what they call him? The mark of the beast. The hype off the mark of the beast. I got to figure out a bar for that. I'll work it out.
Gotta fucking figure out a bar for that.
Mark of the hype beast.
Mark of the hype beast. Whoa, that's an album. That's an album. Everybody make albums about everything nowadays. I feel like I can make an album about that. You know what I'm saying? I can make an album about that. Mark of the hype.
Yeah, you can.
All right, Tyra, what's next?
Nah, but we didn't even talk about him. Like,
yeah, we did. That's because that's an extremely important conversation to have.
Lil Nas.
I didn't watch the music video. I'm not going to.
Didn't look at the shoe. Didn't none of that.
I don't like his music, so I don't care. I'm not watching any of that actually.
But I guess the big argument is like, people are saying, "Oh, you're messing up our kids," and he's defending himself and saying, "I didn't tell you to let your kids listen to the music or whatever." And because of his hit Old Town Road, and I don't know why that was a big hit with kids. I'm about to have a kid, and I guess I have to like prepare and get into this world because like I don't understand.
I'm gonna say probably TikTok.
Most of the new artists. I understand TikTok, but I don't understand like doing the same dance to every song. I don't understand that. And I don't understand the music they love. I don't understand like the Tekashi 6, all that, like
my son,
the hype for that. Like
2 months ago, his favorite rapper was named Tekashi 6ix9ine. I lost my mind.
What?
Did you have a heart attack? Did you have a heart attack?
I was screaming at him. I started yelling at him. I felt like Kirk for a second. You know what I'm saying? I started dropping words I shouldn't drop. You know what I'm saying? It was a crazy situation, but I feel like we came to an understanding about who he was. And moving forward, we won't have situations like that anymore.
It's just that's scary for me. You know what I'm saying? Super and it's scary. Like
there's nothing you can really do about it.
Right. Because it's like even if you don't listen to it, they go by somebody's house, they whatever, their friend or whatever.
That's right.
They can hear it from them or from school or whatever stuff like that.
Life, ever.
But and that's crazy that I said that and then that's actually it was true for your son.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. So I don't understand why Old Town Road was such a hit. It was a country pop whatever. But his lyrics on there, like I'm always worried about like kids dancing to music that the lyrics are crazy. I always think that's crazy. And I guess in this song, he's like, "Yo, I'm talking about adultery in this track." or whatever. Like
Mm.
if you look at the lyrics, it's not kid friendly.
No, it's not.
The only
I
kid
never
friendly
looked at them.
song was Baby Shark.
Yeah.
In the last 5 to 10 years, that was the only kid friendly song.
Well, that's crazy. I thought it was WAP. That's not kid friendly.
No.
Definitely not kid friendly.
But even that, yeah. If I was, that's crazy too. Kids listening to that, girls like, no.
It's not you can really do about it.
That's not cool. But anyways, yeah. So I'm not. I don't listen to his music. Am I mad about him releasing this song? No, because he doesn't represent anything for me.
In any of my core values, any of them.
Oh, it was a song? I didn't know that.
He put out a new song. So it was like the shoe, and then a couple days later came the music video of the new song. Yeah.
Yeah, the music video. He's like, nah, like he's like doing Satanism type stuff.
Yeah. So, and one of the main things he said was, you guys made me uncomfortable my whole life, being gay, the Christian church. So I hope you feel uncomfortable right now while I'm doing these things. So here's my thing. I just really feel like there's two things you could get. You could get bitter or you could get better, right? So I'm not saying that what those people did to him was right. Of course not, because we're not here. I feel like we be judging too much anyway. Like, I just feel like if we just made our life specifically about being a witness for Christ instead of a judge or a lawyer, a lot of things would be better. Like, just a lot of things would be better just being like, hey, this is what I went through, and I feel like this is what God, it wants to do, like, through me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But still, young man, if your actions are based from hate, then you are no better than the people that hurt you. And that's just the bottom line. If you didn't figure out a way to become better from that situation and you still harbor the hate, that to you, the next thing that I need to do after 20 years or 15 years of all this hurt is to figure out a way to hurt my to hurt the people who hurt me back, then I feel like you wasted 15 or 20 years in lessons that you could have really learned. Like, those people should not be on your radar at all. You should be doing so great. Look at this guy. He's like worth millions of dollars, and all he's still thinking about is some people that hurt him 15 years ago. I'm sure there's a lot better things for him to be focusing on right now. To use his music to build a platform that could like really just help. I guess I'd just be wondering what's going on in people's hearts and their minds, and like, what's their motivation? Your motivation through this whole project was to hurt people that hurt you. Then hey, like, I'm more power to you, I guess. But that's just not the way I want to live my life. I want to live my life that way I learned from the people that hurt me. And that's not like no punk type joint either. So if you are attempting to do something to me at the moment, I got a way to get out of it. Regardless of what those actions will be, I'm going to, protect me and my family. But if you do something to me and then 20 years later, the only thing I'm thinking about is how I could get you back or some revenge, and I'm still working from a hurt place, a dark place, I'm still working. Yeah, he should be that's the way the devil works. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way I feel like I got to just always be thinking about the way to just make people sad or some joint like that. Like, I don't know. That's not how I want to live my life.
Facts.
Wow.
Yep.
Safe to say, none of us here will be purchasing those sneakers.
Yeah, red not even really my color, all like that. So,
Satan not my color either.
Say that again, Bishop.
Come on, Bishop. Bishop Williams.
Okay. Satan is not my color.
There we go. Whoa, we got to put that on a t-shirt, Jay Will.
There's a lot of t-shirts happening.
There's a lot of t-shirts happening.
Shout out to God Bless the Creative. I think
shout out to
it's a fly t-shirt. What that say? God bless
the Creative.
Oh, bless me, God. I need a blessing.
Shout out to DP.
Oh,
DP
my
Jolly.
DP. Yes, DP Jolly. The photographer extraordinaire.
Yeah, he's a photographer.
Photographer extraordinaire.
Extraordinaire.
He has this brand called God Bless the Creative.
I like that. I need one of them.
I think he got some. I think some new merch is coming too. I think I saw like windbreakers, and I was like, "Oh, we're expanding." Okay.
Nice. It's on the. It's he got a website or something. I could go buy that.
Yeah. I was just going his.
Yeah, send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Alrighty. Have y'all seen that the trial for George Floyd has started? Did I hit a nerve?
Yeah,
I haven't heard about it, and I
I,
don't.
yeah.
I'm good.
I was just watching a clip on it yesterday, because I don't know, man. It's just I was just watching the clip on it yesterday, and his best friend that was standing there that was trying to calm him down, and telling him to just get in the car, man. Don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be okay. He was on the witness stand, and they made him watch um, the actual thing happen again. So it was different seeing it from other perspectives. But in the
Right.
case, they got access to everything. So now they got the body cam footage, and they're showing him, like, all of those cops on top of him with knees on his neck and his back and all those type of things. They're showing him die, right? So at
Yeah.
this moment, you're watching it. This is your best friend, and you're about to testify, but you have to watch the video of one of your friends
Again.
dying. So he started crying on the stand. And that joint was really sad. Like, what I'm saying? Because I'm just sitting here thinking about, outside of all this, now I'm here, yeah, I'm doing this case, I'm doing all this type of stuff.
Right.
But that's my friend. So I got to sit here and watch the video of my friend die over and over. Man, that joint messed up, bro. I don't like the way they do black. I know it's silly, but I don't like the way they do black people in America, man. This joint is really bad. It's traumatizing if you think about it. Like, they really play
And
some.
on top of that, it's the argument, right, that they are trying to present. I guess the defense rather for former officer Derek Chauvin, if that's how you say his last name.
Yeah, we don't care.
They're trying to say that George Floyd passed from a drug overdose.
Absolutely, that's what they're attempting to say.
I'm very confused.
Even if.
Mm-hmm. That's the point they're trying to make. They're trying to play the because I watched another clip too where the dude who was I don't know if you remember too much about the video, but the dude who said he was like kind of do martial arts and he was screaming mad loud, calling them a bachelor's of arts with necessities. What was it? I can't remember the phrase, but they were hurling a bunch of insults at the guy. And saying, if you come touch me like that, then it'll be a different problem. I think what the prosecution is his defense, excuse me, what's attempting to portray is that somehow the officers were in a little fear of their life as well.
Aren't they
And
always?
there were a little bit of stress on them, more so than usual, because there were angry people
Angry
around.
black people.
Oh, you said it, not me, Jay Will. There were some angry African Americans without firearms who were still more scarier than 3 police officers with firearms with their knee on this man's neck, listening to him die in the moment. And then they, it's so many pieces to this puzzle that just make me really, 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 really angry. But yeah, so here we are. Here we still are.
Let me
Here we
know how
still
it
are.
goes because I can't.
I know.
I will. I'm gonna watch it for the culture, man. I'm gonna watch it for the culture, man.
I can't.
I can't even say that, like, I really hope we get the verdict that we want because we shouldn't be here in the first place.
Doubt it. I doubt it.
You gotta, this is what's messing me up because I see everything like visually and like they're literally in a room like, all right, nah, we gotta flip it this like about killing somebody. That's that part.
They're evil, bro. They're evil, bro.
That
They're
bothers me
evil,
a
bro.
lot.
They're evil. They set up and set plans to kill, like, what I'm saying, some of the most predominant black people in the world, and all they was ever talking about, and black people in the United States of America, and all they was ever talking about was progress.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Malcolm X, like Huey P, like all these dudes we just saw, Black Messiah. Like, they didn't just figure that out like the day before that they was going to run up on him. They was setting up a plan to kill this man. They set up plans to kill people. That's my thing. Like, I think that's my biggest frustration, like, just with society as a whole. Like, we'll sit here and focus on like the devil's shoes, right? When there are people that are outside literally killing us, like literally at this moment using guns to kill us in the church, which is one of the biggest, most powerful platforms that African Americans have, even bigger than, I believe, sports, tech, all this other type of stuff in the United States of America, the church. And our focus is on Little Nas X giving the devil a lap dance. That's our focus. That was our focus for the last couple. No, there's no big outcries of religious leaders standing outside the courthouse saying we're going to stand at this trial until
just Sharpton.
Just my man Sharp.
Just Sharpton.
You know what? It's not a problem until it affects you.
That's right. That's right.
Until it hits home, that's when it
And
becomes.
that's not cool, dog. That's not
Yeah.
cool, man. I
Yeah,
just
and
can't.
I'm not getting on Jensen. I'm not saying he didn't do anything for like, the culture as far as like protests and whatnot, but I think he had it on his screen in the church on Sunday.
Word?
The little Nas X shoes, like casting down on it because it affected him, his culture. Because Lil Nas, every kid is listening to Old Town Road. They
So
probably all had a
forget us. Forget us. Forget us.
Interesting.
We don't matter, bro. We don't matter. And that's what I feel like. This might be another tirade for another show. But I just feel like we gotta focus a little more, man. We worrying about these imaginary lines that are set up in the sand when there are actual things that as Christians and believers we should be abiding by. And they have really nothing to do with, forgive me, but your pastoral anniversary service. Like, it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with the celebration of Easter that has turned into this mass, hey, let's all come back to church. But if we spend most of our times focused on what was done, when are we going to spend any time doing? Jesus said, greater works shall you do. And all we have been doing is praising his great works. So we can never get to the greater, because that's all we've been doing was praising the great works. And yeah, shout out to Cuomo. That's why we about to start some new churches. And come over here to Life Row Records. And all we ever going to do is focus on what God says. That's it. What God says. Yes, Lord.
And getting higher.
Ha ha ha. With an eagle fly over mountaintop.
Don't gotta set the atmosphere anymore.
Come on.
It's already set.
It's already set, God. And a cloud rose among the people.
Speaking of
the words I say do not. I don't condone.
No.
This
We're moving on. We're moving on.
I don't condone.
And we're moving.
Listeners, I don't condone.
Shout out to the great Kevin Bond. And we're moving.
Who God condones. Let no man uncondone. Can you feel me? All right, go ahead, Tara. I'm sorry, Tara. I'm back.
It's fine. Speaking of officers, did you guys see the video that Michael Rainey Jr., aka Tariq St. Patrick, posted of his run-in with an officer?
I didn't see that. What happened?
Ciao. So he showed this very disturbing video. He was in his car. He wasn't even pulled over, like as if like the officer didn't even pull him over, but the officer ends up at his driver window yelling at him. It was a thing.
Saying what?
I'm getting ready to read the quote.
Okay.
Rainey said, "This guy was about to shoot me. I swear that camera saved my life." Because he had a friend in the car that started recording the whole encounter.
Was it a nice car? I'm sorry.
It was.
That's usually it. They be jealous on the low.
Look what he does as soon as he looks into the lens. Someone please send me his precinct or whatever. If you know, these power tripping associates police need their badge taken, unlawful traffic stop. He went on to say, he didn't even pull me over. He didn't tell me what I was being pulled over for. Just came to my whip yelling and sugar honey iced tea with his hand on his gun. This guy also said, stop reaching while I was looking for my license. I guess he was trying to come up with
a rapper.
He said, I guess he was trying to come up with a reason to shoot me. I did see the video and I had to turn it off because you really do see the moment that the officer saw that he was being recorded. His hand was on his gun. And then the moment he saw the camera, literally you watch like his hand leaves his side.
Good for him. Good for that Saltine. I hope crazy. That he...
No, he was not a Saltine.
Oh, word.
There was some melanin in that color, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Ain't no black and blue on the force, it's only blue. Ain't no black and white, it's only blue on the force. So good for that blue brother. And I hope that, he suffers the consequences of his actions.
For sure.
Yeah, imagine how he has to act and live that on power.
Right.
Now it's real life.
Now it's real life. And they don't even know who you are.
That's gonna be a little traumatizing for him.
It might.
On set.
It will.
Yep, they literally might have to change a script, bro.
Mm-hmm. Just because that happened. My man, Sax.
You said Sax?
Yeah. You watch the show?
You watch Power?
I do. I was just making sure that's what he said. Don't worry, I watched that. It's the movies that I am deprived of. But
Oh, okay, got you.
All right, let's get into some trending news. I don't even know. There are two really good ones. I'm trying to think. Who should we start with? They're both about no, because they're both D's. So we're gonna start with.
I would say pause, but I always say pause, so I'm gonna chill.
I don't have to pause it because it's not that.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
Okay. I hate it here.
Donnie, what's happening with Donnie?
Yes, Donnie. So, Donnie McClurkin. Yes.
Oh, he back in the news? All right, come on, let me hear about it.
Why are you so excited? Oh, he back in the news.
I haven't heard Donnie on the show in like 3 years. You know, Donnie's my favorite.
Yeah, so he did
marry CeCe Winans.
He never married her. Can you stop that? Can you stop?
Always been a favorite of mine.
Anywho, he was doing an interview. I think it's like a special. It looks like it was a special for like TV1, one of those kind of like unsung or whatever series they be doing of like going through the life of said actress, artist, so have you. And the conversation of relationships came up. And so he talked about the fact that he thinks he will always be alone, like he'll never have that marriage or be that dad that he always wanted. No, that he always wanted to be. And a lot of that, his words, not mine, come from being delivered from homosexuality. And so I Marcus is gonna do it.
No. I'm just trying to get an understand. All right, so he was saying because he's delivered from it, that's the reason why he can't be. I'm just trying to get an understanding. Donnie's cool. I love Donnie. I'm just trying to get an understanding of what he really meant by what he said. Because of the deliverance, then that's the reason why he can't. I
guess because I guess in reality, right? That's super challenging to be dating, especially women, and they know that about you. It's kind of.
Well, but the issue, I understand what Marcus is saying. If he said he's delivered,
then it shouldn't be right. But I'm saying on behalf of, well, not on behalf of, I'm saying coming from the other party, right? If I am interested in dating this man and he tells me once upon a time,
Tara, well, I will never.
It depends.
Right, because I would never be the person to speak for all churches because I think that's crazy when you do.
I didn't say I was going to speak.
No. That's what I'm saying before I express what I'm about to express. Okay. So I never speak for all churches because every church is different. There's an exception to every rule. But there has been countless time that my own person, have seen women marry men who don't even seem like they were delivered from it, right? So
that's a fact.
They still in it, right? And everybody knows this is not a mystery. So I guess that's why I was so just perplexed at the reasoning behind it. Like, so man, I want to read the article myself. Not to say that you didn't give all the pertinent information, but I would just love to know, or maybe even watch the interview to try to gather some facts about what he really was. Not that it's that important, but that just doesn't make sense to me. Because of deliverance is the reason why I can't be with someone now. Not when there are people who are actively undelivered, still with, women in the church. I've seen it. I see it now at the moment. I could go to a couple people pages that are married to gay, men. Sorry.
It's okay.
I don't know. It's just maybe it's their thing. I don't know.
I can share. I pulled up an article where I can share a little bit more. So in this interview, McClurkin 61 previously opened up years ago about his past struggles with homosexuality, which he called a perversion, and claimed that he was able to suppress his sexual orientation, citing his and many Christian churches' stance on homosexuality as a sin. He admitted that he still had urges to be with men, but chose not to, comparing homosexuality to...
Wait, what? I don't know.
Because Marcus is going to make me laugh because it's going to go back to the story we did on the last podcast. So please don't make me laugh.
I'm just listening. Go ahead.
Okay. Hold on. There's the ad that came up. Move. He compared he compared homosexuality to diabetes. To diabetes.
Okay. I'm interested in hearing this one. Go ahead. How's the analogy? How is it compared to diabetes? I need to read this.
Wow.
Tara's not doing a good job of explaining how you feel.
Okay, stop. Because I'm crying.
I'm glad it's Tara and not us, though.
I know, Pastor. Listen, I'm going to hear you out, Pastor.
Okay. I'm sorry, and I love him, and he
Go
knows
ahead.
that,
I love
and
that.
I'm
And
so
she's
sorry.
from Long Island too. So
And I just
Shut
cleaned it
up,
up. I said, and he knows who I am. I'm sorry.
Here we
Okay.
go. Go ahead. We're here. We're
He
back.
said, I don't.
wow.
We are not back.
Do you want to send the link? Send it. Send it in the chat.
Okay. I'm actually. Let me just put the I'm going to put the quote in the chat because I can't.
All right.
I can't see it. I can't.
Yes, you can. Okay, Marcus can.
I'll read it. You know, I got no problem with reading anything. Okay, I see why you laughed. All right. Okay. No, I get it. I'm sorry, Tara. I'm be honest. I was judging you. I'm like, get it together, Tara. This is second service for you on the show. Why are you laughing? But now I'm laughing too. I'm gonna judge myself. So the quote says,
I haven't seen the quote.
Sorry.
Your response was
silly.
hilarious.
You might not even laugh, Jay. Well, it's not. It says so. The quote says, "I don't eat sugar, but it doesn't mean that I don't want sugar." I got it out. So we can move out.
Okay, got it.
I don't know why he would use that quote, but I kind of understand where he's.
It makes mad. Yo, it's a good analogy.
I just feel like sugar wasn't what.
It's just the fact that sugar and sweet and gay, they all kind of go
Marcus,
together.
can you read the rest? Marcus, read the rest.
Okay, now the Grammy Award-winning artist says he believes his struggle over. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I got you. Get out of here. All right. We got visitors on the podcast today. I'm just making sure that this is age appropriate. Get out before I snuff you. I love everybody. All right. So now the Grammy Award winning artist says he believes his struggle over sexuality will leave him without the family he always dreamed of. I didn't know really what a woman wanted. Yeah, I guess you kind of wouldn't know what a woman wants if you kind of want men. I think that's not like I think he's being too hard on himself. Of course, you didn't know what.
Read the rest of the quote.
All right, we'll continue. All right, I didn't really know what a woman wanted. McClurkin said on Uncensored, I've messed up more than I've had good. My past relationships were a sprinkling of everything, men and women. When things get rough, I go back into my safe place, my music and my ministry. He added, never having a long-term relationship in my life and never being married, I chalked that up. I will probably be alone for the rest of my life as far as a mate is concerned. All right, I get it. It makes more sense.
Yeah, there was a lot of that middle was important.
The middle was very important. So I can understand that. I think he's being too hard on himself. But one of my favorite quotes that says, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're probably right. So in this point, he believes that he just can't be with anybody. He's probably right. He won't. It's not that he doesn't understand already. What I won't say he doesn't understand. It's not that he doesn't understand. I will say that at this point, he believes he needs to be alone. And he's right. If that's what he believes, he needs to be by himself. Right. But like Jay was saying, the middle of the joint right here, of course, you don't know what women want, dog. That wasn't your focus, right? So I don't know how to fix cars. I didn't go to car fixing school. So I won't be too hard on myself for saying I can't, fix my transmission, dog. So I'm just going to have to go to mechanics for the rest of my life. Yes, right? Because I didn't take the time and effort to put into understanding what it takes to be able to do that joint by myself. But yeah.
And it's also like, and this is for all you women and men out there, you're not going to know what your partner wants.
That's right.
Until you're in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just hit me like this. I think we're too hard on dating. And I think we're too hard on, I need a man like this. I need a woman like that knows me. That how?
Mm-hmm.
How are they expected to know everything you need before they get in a relationship with you?
Mm-hmm. How? You just live it. You just do it.
With marriage, you learn something new about your partner every day. And it's the same thing with relationships. It's the same thing with friendships.
Yeah, I love how we pick and choose as Christians too what we want to believe God for. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
if you preach a message, talk about all things are possible, but then you'll say a quote like, "I just don't understand women, dog." You don't really want to. And
You gotta apply yourself to it,
you
and
have
you
to apply yourself, my brother.
won't understand it. It's just like I don't understand math, but you never took a math class. Yeah, of course not.
Of course not. You
Of
just sat
course
here
not.
and said, like, a lot of your focus has been on, like, both sides of the fence. I'm not here to talk about that. But I will say you can't be mad at yourself for not being an expert in something that you did not study.
Apply
Like,
yourself to
I
it.
will,
Yeah.
but I will say I agree with you, Mark, saying as far as I do think he's being a little hard on himself. A
yeah,
little bit. It's
lighten
like,
up,
oh man,
lighten up, man up, lighten up.
But the other thing is too, maybe he's tried some relationships and they didn't work out, so he's like, I'm gonna stay single.
So
This is too hard. This is too hard.
too hard to be with.
Dealing with my past and trying to move forward. And if the man want to stay single, then and he want to be, that's on him.
That's on him. I wish more power to him. Everybody don't have to be in a relationship, yo.
Nah.
Everybody don't have to be in a relationship. More power to Donnie and his open up, because he was honest before. A lot of people was honest,
yes,
bro.
Facts.
yes.
So I rock with Donnie because of that, yo. He was honest, so shout out to him. And I'm sad that the CC Winans thing ain't work. I wanted what
That's
was
not who he was with. I need you to let that go. He was never
I'm glad it
with
didn't work. I felt like y'all was a powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? You know how they be like hashtag goals? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, goals, Donnie and CC. I thought that was live. I wish it would have worked out for you guys, but it didn't.
Donnie and
So, either way,
CC goals.
goals, hashtag goals. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But the story that was the first trending news story. Second trending news story, Derek Jackson.
Do we have to talk about Derek Jackson?
So we don't have to talk about him, but we do need to talk about
The helmet of salvation. This is my
Yes.
bonnet. My
Let's
Yes.
talk
bonnet.
about that.
My
Yes.
bonnet.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
because we need to talk about,
I'm down with
this all goes back to just the
Church.
focus on and the focus on preparing women to be wives and not men to be husbands, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
I just say the story. Say the
Go
story.
ahead. No,
Say the
go
story. Everybody knows the story. That's what
I
we've been
just- I
talking
don't-
about
you-
is his
You know,
story.
sometimes
Go
cats
ahead.
don't know.
Sometimes they don't know. So 30
'Cause I
seconds.
didn't know Derek Jackson before this. I knew nothing of him.
Just tell the story and we'll go in.
Okay,
Tara.
30 second spiel. Derek Jackson is a relationship guru expert, or so we thought that he was. So we thought he has built a platform on telling men how to treat women and women how to treat men, just for it to come out that he has been unfaithful to his wife for years. Down to having other women in their bed, in their home that they have with children. And so I guess one of the women, because this is why you gotta be careful with who you connect with. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it with somebody who got something to lose. I ain't write the book, I just know. So with that being said,
I just read it.
Okay.
I just read it.
So with that being said, one of the women decided she wanted to out him and spill all of the tea, whatever, so have you.
How did she do it? That's the only missing piece I haven't seen.
To bloggers and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. I know she had an interview with Unwind with Tasha K, I think.
So she has a face and everything.
Yeah, bro. She look all right. They've been putting her next to the face of his wife and stuff like
word?
that.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's a dummy because all right, I ain't gonna go there. Go ahead.
Okay. So she told the story. And when it first came out, he, said, of course, that it was not true, that these were lies. And then when she came out with the receipts, he was like, oh man, gotta get in there.
She showed pictures from his bed, bro.
Yep. You can't deny that.
In his house, his bed in his house with him tying the shoes while she was laying in the bed, bro. It got ugly.
And she just happened to have that in her camera.
She was going. Yeah, he invited her when the family was gone.
Right. And so then when he came out to say that they were true in that video, that apology video, he had his wife seated right next to him, holding his hand.
That was a disgusting display of husbandism.
Narcissism. Look,
narcissism, husbandism, like you know what I'm saying, all of those isms.
in the words of Charlemagne the God, first name nigga, last name please.
That's
Because
right.
it was like miss me with all of that.
It was disgusting. I was really sad for
But that's the 30-second spiel. Y'all have the floor. Go ahead. Y'all want to go in?
Who want to go first? Because sometimes I'm long-winded.
J Will. J Will, do you have one? Is that your helmet of
I do have on my helmet of salvation.
Nice. I like your helmet of salvation, bro. That's a nice helmet of salvation, bro.
Thank you. This is not my bonnet. This is
it's
not my
question
hat.
though. If it is a helmet of salvation, do you still have to take it off in the church when the usher's at?
It's a good question.
I'm gonna say
that's
the
next joint. Yo,
that's
let's
a good
do
question.
that. Yo,
this is my helmet of
let's go.
salvation. Tell it to the ushers. Put that on the shirt, Jay Will.
Or put it on a hat.
Just put
it
it
on a hat.
Put it on a hat. Yo, we got a whole merch line.
Salvation. Whoa, second service merch on deck, bro.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
Helmet of
I like
salvation
that.
is
I like
amazing.
that. I like that.
Salvation on a hat. That's really dope, guys. We got to do that.
We do. J Will, don't put it out as Kingdom Native. It's second service.
Nah, I wouldn't.
It's a percentage of the sales. That's all. I don't mind. We did it together. I just need 10, 12.
15%.
No problem.
I'm not gonna go 30. I'm not gonna do that.
Go ahead, J Will. Sorry.
Well, the video was like, it was very uncomfortable to watch. I feel like he set it up like, yo, I'm about to do this video real quick. Come through, like whatever.
He did that to her.
Because that's why she wasn't beat to the gods. She wasn't like.
I mean, I don't think like I think she would have looked better. I don't know if she would have been like all dolled out because I looked at her Instagram and I think she had one picture where she like was dolled out of.
I went there. I didn't see that one, Jay Will.
The red dress, yo, and it's so funny.
The red dress. It wasn't dolled out. Sorry, it was cool.
I mean, if that's her version of dolled out,
absolutely.
Got it.
Shout out to her. But it was only one, like through the whole Instagram, like the whole years or whatever. So I don't know how hard she would have went. She apparently it's not a bonnet. It's some type of hat. Regardless, it's a terrible choice.
It's a helmet. It's a helmet of salvation.
It's a helmet of salvation. It looks terrible.
Honor that.
The way he was holding her, like
you better say
it. She's scared to lose him a little bit. I think so. And he's been manipulating people for years.
And her.
So obviously he's been manipulating her for years. The biggest thing for me is that New York niggas didn't believe this nigga ever. Sorry.
From the jump.
From the jump. At least I don't know about the other states and how they run.
Everybody hated him that I knew, but I didn't know about him. But everybody was going crazy.
Us,
yeah, I'm so happy. Yeah.
But us, we never believed in him. We never believed him. So when it came out, it was just like kind of told y'all so. Kind of it was one of those things. At least for us. The thing about guys is that even if you want somebody, if you want to tell your boy to be a better, like there's no guy doing what he's doing. If you show me another example, then we can have a conversation. But guys don't do this. Yeah, guys know each other we can do better, but they're not gonna make a whole platform out of it. Guys don't do that. It's just not. It's like a man law thing. And I know I see it on Twitter all the time, like, kings protect your queens and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but the way we do it is not a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not like that. Like just last week, I was driving down and there was an argument between a girl and a guy. So I slowed up just to make sure she was good or whatever. He's just like, the first thing he's just like, don't slow up, keep going, blah, 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 because that's what he doesn't want anybody else involved in his situation. But I need to be there. Like, I'm not saying I'm about to fight him, you know what I'm saying? But I need to just make sure she's good. She was the one that was actually going after him, trying to flex on him. So I'm like, yo, you flexing on him now? Hey, if you get in a situation, that's on you now because you were flexing on him. Y'all got quiet.
No, because I thought you froze. I'm sorry. You said
okay. Yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, it's not like, he was walking away. She was just like, yo, like, I'm like, yo, you trying to fight him. It's
Yeah,
different. It's a
it's
little
different.
different now.
You're the aggressor.
You know
You know
what
what I'm
I'm saying?
saying?
So and whatever. But yeah, I never believed him. I never followed him. I always thought his videos were just crazy. And I think it was good. It's a great platform if you want to get a lot of chicks.
Yeah,
I don't think he should be married with that platform. I think he should have chose. I think he should have been that guy and not been married.
yeah. He would have had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. I mean, he's been having a lot of fun, but I think he would have had a lot of fun with no consequences.
Absolutely, but even still, it's all coming together. It's all making sense. You know, the type of women that people like him deal with, the easily manipulative people that feel like they don't deserve more than what you're like. Look at her, look at him. No offense to her, I love her. She's a beautiful woman. Because everybody is beautiful. But you could just tell from the women that he was messing with that she's probably not his type. And he did not promote her on his page at all. Like, you know, until now. Now it's all about his wife and all those type of things. I just think that he's extremely manipulative. And it's easy for men like that to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's easy for men like that to be accepted in certain type of organizations around the world. You know, and religion a lot of times is one of those organizations that allow men like him to thrive. And, you know, prayers up for her because I do think that she needs to be loved. I think first we got to start loving herself a little better. I don't know the timeline of things because this happened in our eyes like maybe last week. This was going on with them probably like a year before. The woman already came forward, and you know it just takes time for things to progress. That's why he had the book already ready. And he was dropping a book. He did a reaction video, one of his famous things, to his own video,
And made it an ad for his book.
and promoted his book,
And
right? So we laughed though, but this is nothing different than everything that happens every single day, right? So even before he got caught, he was still living a life that was nothing like what was actually happening in his real life, right?
he's been promoting.
Right. So even at this moment, his real life could be totally different than what he's like given to us, but that's what the world kind of wants. This is the systems that we set up and that make people successful. For him to even, like, you know what I'm saying, for us to even take his word for it, for him to be a life relationship expert, how come nobody wanted to see what was going on with his family? Not one person? Like, not, who's his wife? What is she doing? What's going on? Nobody has to be verified or qualified or anything. All we need is followers. That's it. And then we become the, you know, the voice for whatever that platform that we have. So not surprised that he's selling this book. Book probably, some people probably bought it. Like a lot of his church people, I know they bought. The church loves that. It's I saw a quote years ago, and I saw it again after this Derek Waxon joint. It said, I would love, I would love to date a Christian woman because all I got to do when I cheat on her is pray and just say the devil made me do it. And you know what I'm saying? And then I'm fine. I'm good. I'm straight. We should get right over it.
I hate the way he's using this church, the church as like
now he's using the church word,
using the church as, you know, I sought after God and like, you know, we prayed and all of that. We worked out. I'm a changed man now.
I'm a changed man now at this moment. How come you didn't bring it out when it happened to you? Why you waited to be exposed?
You was making videos every day.
Every single day.
Also,
I just went to his profile. I see the cover of the book. Like his conversation, I don't even see it anymore.
Nah.
Like I literally don't see his conversation anymore. So he's already posted the book, another joint that said 7 signs you're always on his mind. He's back to business. And guess what? He still has over 1 million followers. Mm-hmm. And this is why I believe women, Tara gonna get mad. Women have so much power and they don't know how to use it, and it gets used against them daily. Because right now, he has over 1 million followers, and he has been lying for over a year to all these followers, and y'all have not unfollowed him.
Nope.
I can agree to that. I can agree to that.
You're still gonna listen to him.
That's ridiculous. Like mentally, like, yo, bro, I think that's a disorder. with women sometimes, like to move on and like really just like, he's not for me. I need to move on and be better for myself. It's literally,
we actually talked about that this week in therapy.
It's killing y'all. It's literally killing y'all. And I gotta bring y'all to pray, like bring y'all up in prayer, because move on, because he should not have this following right now.
Nope.
The fact, I get it, like, yo, with the Kirk Franklin thing, his son, all of a sudden, his son gets followed. Everybody, women love drama. Women want to know. My man has moved on. He's already posted 10 posts living his life, his new life.
Yep.
You're still following him. What else are you looking for? Yep. He said, I cheated. He said, I cheated and I changed. Mm-hmm. Here's my book.
Here's my book.
Continuing. He's continuing his thing. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous, man.
One of the things that I wanted to bring up, there's a writer by the name of Candace Benbow, I believe is how you say her name. And one of the tweets that she said was, I watched Danae Jackson, if that's how you say her first name, video. She said everything she heard and was taught to believe in church. She said everything church wives believe will save their marriages, bring their husbands back into right relationship with God, and make them be faithful again. There is definitely some religious theater going on. She goes in parentheses, because that hashtag hat bonnet beret was a mess, but she believes what she's saying. I see so many sisters who have broken free from that kind of thinking now clowning her for still thinking that way, which is interesting because, in quotes, and such were some of you.
Absolutely.
Be very clear. If you spend a formative amount of time in church culture, steeped in fundamentalism and respectability politics, you have said or believed many of the same things. And even if you left it, you fight to turn those old tapes off in your head. That is the problem. It is not that she believes that. It's that we were even fed and presented that mess in the first place. It's that we spent years hearing that kind of rhetoric and don't walk it back in a few months. For folks saying they're concerned about her mental health, there is reason DSM expanded to include religious fundamentalism. As church women, we have been shaped to be unwell. Some lean into it more than others, but many of us have been taught didn't want to make us whole. Sisters who remain in those worlds may not be here for the work we're doing, and that's fine. We ain't called to every sister, but I think it's helpful for those of us who want to be, to remember when we were just like them and all it took and takes for us to not be them anymore.
Absolutely. That was beautifully said. That's exactly how it goes. My mama stayed with my dad too long. I really do believe, simply because the church told religion was divorce was a sin. Mm-hmm. Religion told my mother divorce was a sin. And, so she stayed with someone who, not to get too personal, just probably wasn't the best fit for her, with 3 kids for most of our life until I was in my 20s or, late 20s. My mom didn't get a divorce from my dad. He was not in our lives at all. So that's the funny part about it, where you talk about, and she was one of the most Christian women I've ever met. Like, listen, my mom was the Christian woman, didn't wear no pants. She got school safety because she got a school safety job. She got them to allow her to wear a skirt. She was the only person in school safety wearing a skirt because she said it was against her religion. She went before all of the sergeants and all that type of stuff. She'll tell a story to this day, man, how she really just stood on her religion and fought for them to allow her to wear skirts and all these great things, for Christianity, and stay with a man that you should not have been with for that long for Christianity as well. So I definitely understand the story. I know it too well. And shout out to the women who are breaking free from that nonsense. Yes.
And I think like you said, Marcus, it is something that we've been taught for so long. And I think there are some women who also believe like that's their mission, right? Or that's their cross. So pick it up. But I feel like, I don't know, me personally, where I am currently, it's like, I just feel like he sent his only begotten son so that I might have life and have it more abundantly. Absolutely. And so all of this struggling, like, granted, yes, I know the walk is going to get hard, but I just feel like some of these things I don't really have to deal with. But to go back to the part that you made, J. Will, about move on and stop staying. One of the things we uncovered this week in therapy, we
talk about it. We need a segment called This Week in Therapy.
We talked about boundaries. And I was like, wow, we're just getting like really deep so soon. And one of the things I had asked my therapist, I said, is there a difference between boundaries and guards? Because sometimes we think that those are the same, right? And they're not.
I'm getting free therapy right now. That's deep.
Facts.
But,
Thank
and
you.
so,
Thank you, Tara.
you're welcome.
Subscription.
But it's funny because when I asked her that question, she actually paused and was like, great question. Not necessarily, right? Because your boundaries are really those are yours. Those are things that, like, okay, these are my morals, or this is what I will allow and what I won't allow. Guards sometimes are more so connected to traumatic experiences, right? Like, no, you can't come into my space. And so unpacking that was like, wow, okay. And with boundaries then tie into vulnerability. And a lot of times we're taught that vulnerability is a weakness, and it's not. It's actually one of the most courageous attributes that you can have, right? Is being vulnerable with someone, showing them your true feelings and how you feel. So
yes, Lord.
Yeah.
Preach, preacher. This is good. This
and
is
the thing
good.
about I thought about like visually a house.
Literally, it's what that's the example. While we were twins, that's the example I gave her.
Boundaries, like, that's your fence, but
right.
the guard, I mean,
it might be a door.
It's your house. So somebody could get into between your boundaries and your guard. There could be a dog, a possum, whatever, could come between. Can pass that gate. Or are you gonna let them into your house? That's where you gotta guard up. You gotta lock that joint. They can jump the fence, but can they pick the lock? That's very important.
Come on.
So
come on.
I'm just to even like close, I guess, this section out. I'm not mad at her. Like, I don't know what. I'm only mad at her helmet of salvation. Outside of that, I don't know what they went through. I don't know what they went through. I don't know their relationship.
I'm mad at her pastor, J. Will. I'm mad at her pastor.
It's not enough info for me to like, girl, you got to get out of there, whatever, stuff like that. Outside of your man makes videos of how to treat a woman and he's not treating you like that. So that's insane. Outside of that insanity, I'm not mad at that. I am mad that people will buy the book. I'm mad that people will still subscribe to him. So that mentality, that's what bothers me, that people aren't able to move forward, like, aren't able to like protect their energy.
Absolutely.
So they're still subscribed to what he has. What,
to a
like,
loser. Or perpetrator, a fraud. He's a fraud.
He literally showed you who he is, and then people say, "Okay, cool, I'll still follow you." That's just insane. That's insane. That's
Million followers. They're not gonna unfollow him, bro, because
he probably lost maybe 50,000 followers, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you,
30,
people are infatuated by negativity too. That's why the saying says there's no such thing as bad publicity, because it's all publicity. That's the way it works. Like, so he might have got more followers because of this.
Yeah,
if you want to keep up to date with it.
And he put out a book immediately.
He had that book waiting for when it hit
immediately, and now it has happening. All of a sudden, his wife is on the cover. All of a sudden, it's about his wife. So he's on to his next phase of love your wife,
healing, and
Thanks for him, healing, pastor, bro. Who holds him accountable, bro? That's why I'm not really with all this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Did you see who his pastor is?
Now, who?
The same dude that had remember that video with the oral sex demon? He was like, oral sex demon, come out. Oral sex demon, come out.
I don't remember that.
Like, he was like African pastor?
Nah, it was another video in there, whatever. So I think the pastor was in that video or something like that. I think he goes to that same kind of whatever. Like,
got you. It all makes sense.
This dude named Ryan Davis, comedy or whatever. He unpacks mad stuff about it.
I like Ryan Davis. He's fun. The dude that just be talking.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's back. He's back to his regular. I don't see.
What else would he do, Jay? What is his livelihood? What are you gonna do?
I don't see the post, man. Where's the post? Where is it?
What are you gonna do? He ain't gonna do nothing. He's just how he gotta make his money, bro. That's why he held
17, heal.
And he
heal
told
together. March
sure
11th.
You say what we practice. God's gonna love us. We're gonna get down and we're gonna pray after this. The devil is attacking us.
He took it off.
What?
The devil is attacking us. And we're not gonna let this go down like this. So we're gonna have to stand.
He don't even got the video up no more.
It's crazy.
Of him and his wife talking. It's not up.
Too much negativity on this post.
Right, and it's everywhere else now. Well,
wow.
I feel like people like him never got beat up in life. That's why they do stuff like this.
Wow.
You gotta get beat up sometimes, and when you get beat up, the life looks a little different to you.
Wow.
It's character development.
You got no character development. You got no character.
Before I close out church announcements, shout out to the new president and first lady of the Church of God in Christ, the Sheard.
It's the Sheard.
Yes.
Yeah,
What?
So Bishop Sheard and
Karen.
okay, because I was getting ready to get another. It's Karen, yeah. So,
How does that work? They just.
there was a vote.
Oh, okay.
And so I will just say this very quickly. There was a vote, and so I'm not coaching, so I didn't know anything about all of this happening. But when I went on, I think Bishop's page, and I saw like, kind of like your endorsements, his endorsements. I'm like, no wonder you won. He had Paul Morton, like he has the heavy hitters, like vote for my friend. Of course, the people are gonna vote for you.
He get a Secret Service from that. What's the big deal about being the head of that organization?
You tell them what key to shouting.
Got you. And then everybody looks to you, and then and then when you go, everybody's heartbroken and destroyed.
You said the shouting BPM.
That's it. I like it. I love this. This is beautiful. This is church. This is the church. I love the church. Church is so beautiful. Let's just
Nah, I really don't know, but I guess it's like any organization, like.
No, I get it.
For like
this is it. You were right. This is it.
That.
Whatever he said he determines like the bylaws and the high laws.
Not the bylaws.
But I think he seems like a cool guy, man. Like,
I'm sure.
He seems like a cool, fresh pastor.
I don't care. But I'm sure that he was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Well,
shout out to the Sheards.
Those are your church announcements. Marky Mark with the positive note.
Kiara still married?
Yeah.
Yes.
She was married, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
she got herself. He didn't seem like a producer or anything like that. He just seemed like a regular cool guy, right? It wasn't a celebrity or star. Shout out to that. Love, real love, finding love wherever it lasts or wherever it is. Something like that. Whatever. Okay.
Quickly, before you get a positive note.
Go ahead, brother J. Will.
There was like a meme that said, I need like Kiara and Jacqueline Carr have all the hood dudes or whatever like that.
They got hood dudes. Her husband is a football player, right?
Yeah, I just saw.
Yes, he is.
Wait, Jacqueline Carr got married?
Jacqueline Carr. Her boyfriend is a football player.
Yeah, he's tatted like.
Look crazy.
Tatted full.
Everything I look like. They going after me.
Even more.
Not you, cornballs. And I hope it burns. I hope it burns a lot. Like alcohol after a haircut on a fresh hairline. I'm hoping it's burning you.
How old do you think Jacqueline Carr is?
I'm not going to be funny because I always thought Jacqueline Carr was like a adolescent, like a preschool.
Oh, okay, you did. Okay.
Yeah, no, she's super young. I was like, I'm definitely older than her. If I'm not mistaken.
She's probably like 18 or 19. If
it's just like I think her spirit is at least 48.
Right, and that's what it was always so funny to me because I'm like, they got this 6-year-old dressed.
Not her spirit is
like she's 60. She was dressed like she was 60.
She's 23 because I saw the football player. He's 23 too. Like some of y'all,
he's still in college, right?
Some of y'all new 23 years. Like it's like, bruh.
What is in the
bruh? Like I'm like, dang. Like what did I accomplish? I'm trash. You over here 23, like.
Jacqueline Carr.
Bruh. So anyway, shout out. It just made me think of it because I just saw that.
Shout out to Jacqueline Carr, her boyfriend Kiara Sheard, and her husband, who are two of the, they just seem like regular guys. Like me, I feel like I'm a regular guy. I'm not the churchy guy. I know the scripture, but I'm not just gonna quote it when I wake up 6 in the morning on Facebook to try to like let people know that I love God through me quoting scriptures. I actually live the word of God, and I know it's a little shocking to other people. But I think that brings me to my positive note. I was watching the trial and just seeing the dynamic of the way the courthouse works. I noticed some things about Christians, and I just want to share this fact. It's going to be a short positive note.
Okay.
The church got enough lawyers. We need more witnesses. Is there anybody that wants to be saved? Please come to the front. Come to the front right now. I got a word for you. We have enough lawyers. We got enough people that feel like they've studied the word from front to back, and they can plead their case, and they can sway the jury. You know what I'm saying? But there's something special about being a person that walks into that courtroom, and the only thing you want to say is what you saw. I'm not here to try to use big words. I'm not here to work on a case that I have studied for the last 4 weeks through and looking for angles to try to push you one way or push you another way. My God, when I walk up in that courtroom, I sit up on that stand and I say, I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because God's been helping me. Allah Mahasiai. We have enough lawyers in the church. I feel like we need more witnesses, and that's my positive note. Just be a witness. You don't got to fight for this. You don't got to be the judge. You don't got to think of fancy ways to present this type of thing. Just tell the world what you saw and what God has done for you. Be a witness, my God.
Look where he's brought you.
Don't make me get to my marching. You know I used to be an usher, right?
Hey, get it? Hey. He cut the corner. You better cut the corner. Cut the corner.
TikTok it.
Hey, cut the corner.
You know what it is. You know what it is. TikTok.
TikTok. Please don't stop. TikTok.
Hey.
TikTok.
All right, I'm back, guys. More witnesses, less lawyers, please. Christianity, we need you.
That's good.
And this was another episode of Second Service. Spring is here. Hope you're enjoying the weather. And, you know, if you're getting vaccinated, you know, you might enjoy it a little bit more. But this message was not sponsored by Moderna.
Okay.
Or
Pfizer. Or Johnson & Johnson.
It was sponsored by his son, not John's son. My God in here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, y'all.